Hello,
What up?
hello.
What
Happy
up,
Labor
everybody?
Day weekend. Happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. It is the start of spooky season.
Yes, it is. Ooh, ooh, spooky season
Yeah,
in
I
the
also
house.
consider the day that Spirit Halloween doors open is the start of spooky season, and that was
I'll agree
beginning
with
of
that.
August.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Cold weather came in 2 weeks ago. Got leaves on the ground a couple weeks ago. Time for beanies, flannels, and everything else.
I was wearing a
So,
flannel and a hoodie yesterday, and I was still cold outside.
right, man, it was
Well,
crazy the last couple days.
well, you guys can. Here in Florida, it's too hot.
No ladder.
Oh
Too hot.
boy, I had like 4 layers on the other day. Just to
Oh
go
boy.
yeah, it was horrible. It was like almost in the 30s here when I woke up in the morning. It was horrible.
Oh, I bet.
Now we have a bunch of new people with us today, but before we start with that, we have King Matthew. He is getting married tomorrow.
Woo, woo! Congratulations,
Congratulations,
King
man.
Matthew.
Yep. Thank you for spending an hour with us. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
we do.
let's say hello. So Denise, thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. CG, thank you for joining us as always, CG.
CG in the house.
We got RXND. Let's see. We got Robert Lang. Let me say here. Robert Lang's already
That's
starting out
long.
putting it up. Yeah. Oh, long. Jesus. My God. Sorry about
Wah
that. I'm an
wah
idiot.
wah wah.
Putting it out there. If Stu Macher turns out to be nothing more than an AI in the seventh movie, I'm not going to go see it. We're going to talk about that shortly.
Well,
We got.
we'll
yeah.
get to it. We'll get to it.
Yep. We
Yeah,
got
we will.
Shannon. Shannon's with us. Hey, Shannon. Daniel is with us. Hopefully, we get a modern take on the Ghostface cult using AI to torment Sydney
Oof.
and cause widespread panic. I agree. I agree.
I love two people with two very differing opinions on the usage of AI in this movie.
Yep.
Just in like
Yep.
3 comments.
I'm gonna throw the comments on the screen as we're going through. We got Scott Walker with us.
What's going
Welcome,
on,
Scott.
Scott?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Yep, Scott was right. It looks like we're returning to Woodsboro and Stu's house. But it's not all in Woodsboro because there's going to be Pines Grove as well.
We'll talk about it.
Yep. And then before we roll into our topics, we got Mbuska. From what is said to be spoiled, I think people will think after the trailer intensely that he is dead. In the same time, believers will be believers. So with the movie, half of us will still be right in the end. Yep, half of you will be right. And then we got Joseph
Correct.
Wells with us. Hey, Joseph, thanks for joining us. All right. I don't know, man. Maybe should we skip over the September releases or just touch on them real quick? Or
Yeah, I think we should just dive into Scream. Everyone's excited. We'll give you guys what you want. Let's just dive in.
all right, we're gonna dive right into Scream. But for all of those naysayers out there wondering how Stu Macher could have survived, I'm going to tell you to go on our channel, look up Popcorn Theories, because we covered it. This
Yeah, we
video
did.
right here is narrated by Ghostface. He breaks down every single clue in every single film that points to him being alive. And if you want to sit there and say, hey, the TV fell on his head, that's what killed him. Well, guess what? A TV in a 10-year span fell on a few 100,000 people's heads, and one person died, and none of them were teenagers.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, like, how many kids have had a TV fall on them and they're okay? Like,
Yeah, and
they're on America's Funniest Home Videos. Like,
Yeah.
it's that laughable.
70% of them were tube TVs as well. So that's the
Oh
one thing to
boy.
look at. Yep. 70% of them were tube TVs. And just to build up as we're going to get into that leaked trailer, Stu's arms went up in the air as the TV was coming down. It was about 30 inches off the ground. That's right. All the homework was done on this. Then, for those naysayers that are saying, hey, maybe he was electrocuted. Well, looked into that too. It's inconclusive that he would have been electrocuted to death by the TV because he was not wet enough for the current to go through his body to
Also, if
electrocute
the
him and fry
TV
him.
fell forward onto him, wouldn't it have unplugged?
Can I also
Exactly.
answer this? Can I also answer this one here? So, King Matthew's comment, Sydney, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Never confirmed killing Stu. And also, if you looked at Scream, the last one, Scream 6, when Kirby had all the people on there, Stu's was a question mark,
Yeah,
if I'm not
I
mistaken.
didn't even
He had
notice
a
that.
question
Yep.
mark
Hmm.
for
That
Stu.
was. I do not remember the exact reasoning for the question mark, but it wasn't because of him passing away. That was explained. I just don't remember it. It's out of my
It's
brain.
explained, but like we said, if he is alive and witness protection, she can't put that information out there for anyone to know.
Well, what's interesting about that scene in Scream 6 is as they're having the conversation at the crime board, you see Kirby's face change when they start talking about Stu, where it's like, like she knows something that she can't say. And then again, we see that later on when she's talking to Mindy, when they're looking at the TV and stuff like that, and her expression on her face again changes when they're talking about Stu possibly surviving. So with her, Danny, to your point, with her being in the FBI, it's likely that she's sitting on it and can't say nothing.
Can't say anything.
Yep, can't say
Goddamn
nothing.
government.
So,
Tell us about Stu. Tell us about the Stu files.
all right. So we have a lot of people here. We're going to have to do one thing before we go ahead and dive into this, because if you do not want this to be ruined for you, this is not going to be the show that you want to
Yes.
stay on. So we're going to put
Skip
in
it.
the spoiler warning.
You've been warned.
All right. So, first off, the Scream 7 trailer is said to be premiering with The Last Rites, the final Conjuring movie. So that's when it is rumored to be getting released. From what people are saying is who have seen the trailer or have seen clips of the movie, it's supposed to be very good. But let's dive into what this trailer is about. So everybody,
Shannon was like, "See you guys, bye, Shannon."
Yep, bye, Shannon.
I love how they're forcing people to go see the new Conjuring movie by saying, "Hey, wait! If you go see the new Conjuring movie when it releases, we'll show you the Scream trailer."
Yeah, because what'll happen is
I'll
these
$15 to go see the Scream trailer and then leave.
some people have done that. I know many people that have gone just for trailer releases in certain movies and then have just left afterwards because they didn't want to see the movie. And The Conjuring is possibly one of those movies because the last one was really bad.
Yeah,
But let's
God.
break down.
I mean, if you watch it just for like jump scares and not actually thinking about the fact that it is all just a big fucking lie, the movies are not that bad. But like knowing that this is all just one big scam by a couple that it's sad. It's sad to think about.
All right, so King Matthew made a very good statement here, and this is what we're going to pull up on the screen. So I meant, wait. Dewey called Stu a Looney Tune in 5, and he referred to him in the present tense. 100% right, right? And going to horror conventions, right? We went to a Scream reunion, and we have the Q&A up on the channel, and there's also a news clip for it as well, where David Arquette himself had said, "Hey, I did refer to Stu in the present tense of being a Looney Tune. Stu is alive." He said this in a Q&A, and
No
then
way.
Matthew, yes, he did say that in the Q&A. I was there with Marcus. You can hear Marcus in the background as we're recording the Q&A, which is up on the channel, and he's saying, like, did he just confirm that Stu is alive? And everybody just erupted with that being mentioned. So, and then Matthew Lillard came in after that comment was made, and he did not refute it. So,
I think that's right. You've never mentioned this to either of us before.
Yeah.
That you had that David Arquette had
Yeah,
said this
I don't
in
think
a
you.
Q&A.
I don't think you ever said that to us.
Like if I had known that, I feel like I'd be sitting on that. Like I was like, well, one of the actors said he's alive, so fuck you. Like
I've mentioned it on the channel. Just watch the damn videos.
Oh my god. Which episode? Which video?
For real?
Oh, really? I'll find that shit right now. It's not gonna take me long to go right into the studio and figure that out.
Uh-oh.
Studio.
The studio.
Yep. Let's see here. We have 6 videos on it. Let me see if I have the exact news video. Of course, I don't have the exact news video on it. All right. I'm not gonna go through the Q&A because the Q&A is an hour long, but it's on the channel. Trust me.
Nice.
All right, so let's talk about the breakdown of what's going on in the Scream 7 trailer. So let me pop off this message here and let's dive into it. So the opening of Scream 7 does in fact take place, which Scott Walker called out a couple weeks ago, back at the Mocker residency. residency. They've converted it into an Airbnb.
Yeah, I
Makes
saw
sense?
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I tried to find the leak scene, by the way, guys, and I couldn't find it. I was like, damn it.
Yeah,
Could
I couldn't
not.
find it
Yeah.
either. Yeah. So it takes place at an Airbnb, and if anybody's wondering, it's like, oh well, why would they have a place where a massacre took place and turned into an Airbnb? Hey, Lizzie
Because
Borden's
it's an
house has been that long.
attraction, allegedly. There's an
Lizzie-
attraction in Woodsboro.
Well,
Yeah, the Lizzie
Lizzie
Borden
Borden's
house,
house.
the Conjuring house, the house in the first Conjuring film.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure there's a couple other ones that we're blanking on right now, but
Mm.
like it happens in real life all the time. I mean, the whole like museum that Ed and Lorraine Warren have, like that's like that in itself is like kind of crazy. So it's like
Very true.
we do it in real life. It makes sense that an Airbnb in a house that had real life massacres take place were to exist. Because it's like, oh, it's a draw. It's a people like us be like, oh, could you imagine filming in this? Like Ryan and Shane from The Watcher, they that's how we know about the Lizzie Borden house as an Airbnb. They also the Winchester Mansion is also an Airbnb.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And honestly, it's a house that when we did the popcorn theories, pulling apart everything and why Stu would still be alive and why would there be a cover up is because that house alone is worth in between $3 to $5 million. So if you look at Stu Macher's parents, they're connected some way, right? They're
Yep.
doctors, they're in politics or anything like that. So
Yep.
pulling Stu falling to the wayside like we saw in all the other movies when it comes to the downplaying him being a part in the first killing all makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
It's connected, right? And this is going to come up again later where he would have disappeared to, right? So the opening scene is a young couple. They go into the Airbnb. They're checking everything out. They're exploring. They get spooked by a Ghostface animatronic, which is in the house itself. And then the real Ghostface pops out and then goes to town. We then cut over to Sydney, and she's going about her daily life. We're getting reacquainted with her in the trailer. She gets a FaceTime call from Ghostface. And as Ghostface goes to taunt her, she's thinking it's all fake until he unmasks, revealing himself to be Schumacher. Now, sounds like something that we had kind of talked about not too long ago on the channel, right? How Stu and Roman Jill return and
We
scream.
did.
Yep.
Dumb.
Yep. So,
But I got some news for you. I don't know if Dave, you saw this. I saw behind the scenes of Roman actually on set, unmasked,
yeah.
in it looks like a bar.
Yep.
So I'm wondering how
Oh my
the
God,
fuck,
Sydney's bar.
maybe, but I'm wondering how the fuck are they gonna do that, right? If he's unmasked in there, because then it's not strictly AI. Then it can go to what me and Noah talked about before that we hate is having the invisible man theory of how it's a suit and it changes faces and all that. Oh my God. Making Sydney, am I going crazy? We already did that already. We don't need it again.
Let's
It couldn't
explore
be
this
Roman.
theory.
He's been dead for 20 years.
Yep. Let's go ahead and explore this. So, Danny, walk us down what you were thinking. I'm going to throw a poll up on our page real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you want me to share the screen of the video that I found?
Yeah, if you can, go ahead, man. Go ahead and share the video.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it, man. Dude, I could not believe it because I was just like, because it wasn't just a picture like that King Matthew was saying.
Yeah.
It was legit a video of behind the scenes. And I'm like, oh, God damn it, dude. I'm like, what is happening right now? So let me go into. All right, guys, let me take off my screen real quick. I'm going to search for this and we'll go from there.
All right. So, Noah, did you want to talk about what Danny was while he's looking for that? So, did Sydney going crazy and being haunted by visions and stuff like that?
Oh, you mean like the idea of that? Like,
yes.
I think it's stupid, but I think, yeah, I mean, like, it reminds me of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., honestly, when they had, like, the fake masks that they put on people's faces. Or no, you would remember from The Winter Soldier, when Black Widow had one on. It's like, it reminds me of that, and it's like, are we really going to get to, like, Avengers level type of, like, that they're innovating this much in this world that we're going to have this, and then half of it's going to be AI, the other half is going to be fucking I guess robot masks or you remember the Mission Impossible like face prosthetics they would do? It's like, oh, 3D print a face and then put it on as like a silicone mask. Like it feels like that. So and those movies, like, I enjoy Mission Impossible because they're campy action horror that's really or campy action comedy that's really intense. And I you know, like with the Marvel stuff, it's comic books, but like I don't see how they like. I don't like if they do the mask thing or the suit thing. I'm gonna be so pissed because that's so like that's we're escaping the realm of like. I mean, like, sure, it could exist that technology could exist in real life, but like, I don't know. It just feels like we're escaping some type of reality and going beyond that for just for wow factor and the ability to keep the franchise going when it really doesn't have to be this way. We could do the cult. We could have Gale come out. You know, could
Could
do the
all be
spin-off
tied.
stories with Sam, with
Mhm.
Gale, and Kirby. But no, instead we're probably gonna get this fucking garbage because like there's still no reason why Roman is back and why Stu would show himself off in the beginning of the movie
All right.
unless it's not actually him.
Yep.
But
Perfect
with that,
segue. Perfect
yeah,
segue. No, as always. So up on
perfect segue to
the
Pete.
yeah. So right now up on the channel, basically I have a poll that is up. So let me go ahead and share that real quick. And this is it right here. So go ahead and go vote right now. In Scream 7, is it AI or is Sydney going crazy? Seeing visions of past Ghostface. So I have AI killers, we have Sydney's crazy, and then we have neither. So go ahead and take a look at that. So while the boys are stepped out and while Danny is looking for that video, let's quickly talk about the AI piece of it.
I
Welcome
got
back,
it.
Danny. Okay, we'll jump into that 1 second. So the AI piece using deep fake technology and some of the AI videos that I've seen recently pop up online is just it's crazy. So it's very likely that it could be somebody that is looking to get under Sydney's skin, somebody possibly related to Stu Macher, like Leslie Macher, his sister, and possibly even bringing back Christina Carpenter, since that story is still going to be somewhat alive, since the Meeks twins are in the films, where they are using deepfake technology to hide their faces on FaceTime videos and stuff like that. So that makes sense to me. And I think using technology today, FaceTime and all these other things, I think it kind of makes sense rather than having her go the insane route. But this is what brings us to Danny's point. So Danny found the behind the scenes video. So go ahead, Danny.
Alrighty, guys. So I'm gonna screen share really quick. For those of you, again, we are saying spoiler warning. Please, 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 please. If this is not your thing and you don't want to see any BTS or anything, please hop off now. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds because this is gonna ruin a couple of things. All right, and we're good. Okay. So here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. Share my screen, get my window, and we're going to do this guy here.
All right.
All right, here we go. All righty, so here's my screen. Sorry for that, but can you see this?
Yep.
Yes.
All righty. So
Oh.
as you see, Roman's right there, unmasked, at the bar. So we can go ahead. I'll play the video. I turned off the audio so we don't get a strike. But basically, that was him on set. So it's going to go ahead and play over again for us. So this is behind the scenes of Scream 7. And then we see someone in the Ghostface suit. It's at a bar, obviously live music. You see that, da-da-da.
Yep.
And then when the camera pans around after this, you're going to see that it's Roman, right? So, right, it's going to pan and boom.
Huh.
So that's what I mean. That's why I'm saying, whoop, let me stop sharing my screen. Sorry about that, folks. Let me do that real quick. Stop sharing my screen. There we go. So obviously that's why I'm so confused, because just like me and Noah was saying, it's how is he going to be there unmasked without
And aged. That takes out the whole AI piece.
Well, no, not even, because if they are doing a suit, right, that it's them from the past, they would probably do the de-aging process, and we know how well that goes in movies, peeps.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right? YouTubers do it better, and hopefully they got the person. So
Joseph Wells is thinking that that is a stunt double playing Ghostface.
So according to that video and according for multiple sources, it is behind the scenes with Roman, even if it is his stunt double per se. It's all coming out as it's Roman. We could be wrong. The sources could be wrong, but if you listen to the actual video and look it up on
The
YouTube
hell
and
of a
stuff,
lookalike.
yeah, you will see a lot of it. A lot of it is sources saying that is Roman.
All right, all right. King Matthew says it could be flashbacks to Maureen's death and maybe nightmare sequences where Sydney dreams of Roman. Good point.
Hey, King
Good point.
Matthew.
Yeah,
Hey,
very good point there. All right, so let's unbag that one. So that one sounds really good. I like that theory, where it's flashbacks and it explains
We never
everything
even
away.
talked about. Did we talk about nightmare sequences? I know we talked about like the idea like she'd be having like the apparitions show up or the she's seeing things again, but I don't know if we necessarily talked about like at least from what I remember talking about her having nightmare sequences. But,
Well,
I guess
your
he was
dad-
having them.
Go ahead.
Me and your dad were talking about flashbacks and how other movies after this would have to be the in-between story because this is the end because of the time skip of 10 years. Any other movie comes out that tries to tie this in to make sense, they have to be in between 6 and this one. So we were talking about many, many different things of going back in the past. Even I did at a couple of times, like, well, do you think it's Stu is back from a flashback or, you know, that he's really dead, yada, yada. So we've talked about it before, but even us, we said that's probably the only way that it will work. That's not AI and super crazy shit, you know?
So I'm thinking it's AI, and Joseph Wells just kind of threw this up here, which we're going to get to, which is the end of the trailer. Which is, I heard Sydney and Gail go to visit someone in the insane asylum in Scream 7. I wonder if Stu is there. So we're going to get to that shortly. But I think it's AI for this portion of the trailer where somebody's on there instead of it being really Stu. And the reason why I think it's AI is because that insane asylum part of the clip. After that portion of the clip, we meet Sydney's oldest daughter, whose name is Tatum. So a lot of people
after Dewey's sister.
Yep. So some people are saying that, well, this is what triggers everything off is that Stu is trying to kill Tatum all over again. I think that's kind of corny. Hopefully that's not the whole real thing behind it. But we find out that we have two stories. We have the Sydney and Gail story going to investigate and try to figure out what's going on. And then we have Sydney's daughter being harassed at the high school at Pine Grove, and they're trying to solve it as well. So we're going to have two separate situations going on. And this is something that, Danny, you and I have talked about for a few years now, where we have two stories going on and two separate ghost faces working outside of each other and are not aware of it. So I think this could be definitely one of the things that's going on.
And we also talked about this, Dave. I don't know if you remember. We talked about that actually Sydney and Gail going to Stu for advice and having Stu help them.
Yes.
Which we were like, no, right? We don't want this. You know what I mean? And then come to find out, it was Stu all along, his master plan, right? For the cult. I'm like,
all along.
Yeah, man, dude. I mean, you know me. I love the puppet master theory, but I'm like, ugh, like, nah. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they're just doing this because of how bad the last one did. And now it's just like, well, how do we fix it? And also, I'm rewatching all the Scream films, by the way, guys. Stay tuned for my Scream fan film that's coming out, by the way, guys. Just remember, we're starting shooting actually September 12th of this year. So in a couple of weeks, super excited about that. Hopefully we do it justice. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But as much as I love the Puppet Master take, I don't want that. And also, they've been talking about the occult since Scream 2.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
And so I'm rewatching all of them because, you know, I'm studying to make sure our Scream film does everyone justice. But dude, they've been talking about the occult since Scream 2. And it just really kills me how it hurts my view on the newer Screams because, like I said, Scream 5 copied 1, but then also a little bit of 2 because Amber and Richie met online, and it was like, so did Mrs. Loomis, right? And so I'm like, I don't know, man. And I don't know. I really hope they're getting away from the verbatim of, hey, part 2 was Billy's mom because revenge, and then part 6 was Richie's dad because revenge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It just seems like 5 lined up with 1, 6 lined up with 2, and then 3, I'm hoping is not Sydney's long lost relative, right?
Yep.
Again. And then this is why it's happening.
Again.
Again.
Yep.
You know, all of a sudden it's Sydney's dad. Whoa, or you know,
Yep.
or
I'm not
somebody
actually
else.
dead.
Right?
Yeah, could be Sydney's daughter. We talked about it the last time too. Last week, I think we were talking about it.
Could be Sydney's uncle because Jill killed Sydney's aunt. Oh,
Yeah.
Could
right.
be,
Like I'm
could
just
be
like
Sydney's brother's, uncle's, nephew's, cousin's
former roommate.
Yep.
No, but you know what though? The one thing I do have to admit that I think would be bomb.com. And I said this, and ladies and gentlemen, you can boo me if you want. I still say to tie this in a pretty bow, this whole story of Sam and Tara and Sydney is that Sam is actually Sydney's and Billy's biological daughter. And Sydney gave up Sam because she wanted nothing to do with Billy.
Mhm.
And so this is why it's like, oh, this is not my real dad, but come to find out that's not her real mom neither, right?
Mhm.
That it's actually was Sydney and Billy's daughter. And that would tie it in a pretty bow for why all this fuckery is happening all the way up into this film. I think that is the best take they can do. And just to end the Scream story, and then we can get a fresh new story away from Sidney Prescott.
Yep. All right. So I have a decent theory here before we get to some of the comments. And the theory here that I'm thinking about it. So we find out that the kids are investigating. Sydney and Gail go to the insane asylum for God knows what reason. Or I'm thinking they're going to investigate Stu.
I'm thinking Jill might be there. Like that's my
Jill?
theory
All
that
right.
Jill might be there.
Okay.
But Jill died for real, for real. They shot her and they shot her.
Chest.
There's
But they shot her.
There's a 24% chance of surviving a gunshot to the chest.
My fucking
I've done the research, my friend.
Oh, you guys!
How many times did Dewey get stabbed in the everywhere?
Well, how many times have Gail's been shot too? And
yeah,
survived.
That's true. She's been shot a couple 2-3 times. Been in a car accident. She's been stabbed as well. I don't know. These people are not human. Like they're meta humans in this. In this.
For real, dude.
Oh, especially the last movie. So
nobody dies, and then you're telling me I rewatched Scream 5 as well. You're telling me what's his breath? What's the nephew's name? Randy's nephew. I keep forgetting. Chad. You're telling me Chad got stabbed that many times, bro? Like
right in the artery. He got it in an artery,
arteries, bro. Fucking right here.
Dude,
and he got stabbed in the leg too.
They got him in the
artery,
the lungs, the heart, like
the leg artery.
He
no
should be walking around
on,
feeding to his lungs should be paper bags like that. Like he's done for.
Yep,
dude.
I don't know.
Chad had
the best.
He was supposed to die, did not die. I still say that Scream 5 would have been better if Chad and Mindy were the killers because of Randy dying. You know what I mean?
To be fair, he got stabbed in the dick in 5 and still was a ladies' man.
What if this movie is the end of Sydney and Gail's story, right? And then the next,
I would be okay with that in a sense.
The next movies are the fillers in between. So then we bring back the Meeks and we bring back Herbie and stuff like that, right? And here's why I'm thinking that, right? And I'm probably going to do a video and write this up in the next couple of weeks. So what if we have the cult is definitely active in this film. They're using AI, right? Danny, you going back and rewatching the series, there is one character that is always in tune with technology that is living in every single film. And that is Gail.
Yeah,
Gail filmed in the first one. She filmed in the fourth one. She tried to film in the third one by sneaking things. So Gail is very in tune with technology. And you have to figure at the end of 4, her career failed. She's kind of got everything rolling again. So after 6, maybe her career goes down the toilet again. Or it's starting to just kind of even out. And she's looking to make stories and make another cash grab because she's the only one that's profiting off of it. Because I'm sure she owns the rights to tell the story.
Back to Gail.
Yeah. So we have the AI and then we have Gail figuring out, like she figured out about the shrine in the last film. It's like, wait a minute. The insane asylum. Stu is alive. I have clues. Sydney, we got to go there and confront him. They go there to investigate him. Stu's not there, and that's where we get the reveal that Gail has been behind it the whole entire time, and she reveals everything. How her, Yeah, how her mom ruined her life, maybe because she was sleeping with Cotton at the time. Because remember, she was diehard for Cotton, right? Diehard fan for Cotton. Then how Dewey liked Sydney more than her, and how Sydney's stories and her books probably sold better. It's all right there. Gail leading her to the final end.
Yeah, that's true. I also think though, like I said, if we follow the patterns of the new trilogy, right?
Hmm.
I really do think, and this is just me being I really do think this new Ghostface or whatever, whether it's Stu or whatever, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised that they kept Sam as a hush hush and come to find out
Mhm.
that Sydney's really Sam's real mom. I would
Mhm.
not be surprised. I think that's the best way to end it. Is that all right? I think
Yep.
it's the best
It's
way
the
to
best
end
way
the
to
whole
fix
thing.
it.
Yeah, it's the best way to fix everything and the best way to end it. That's just my 2 cents. But could be wrong. But then you're following the pattern, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, Sydney's long lost brother. This is Sydney's long lost kid, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
And
know.
another. Go ahead, Noah.
I was gonna say, like, we also talked about it last week and probably the week before that as well, but like the Gale's character is now early to mid 60s.
Yep.
Like, how are you still like doing these intense chase scenes, getting shot and stabbed, and we
Doubles.
still got a pulsing, and like it just doesn't make sense anymore. I'm sorry. It would make more sense that she doesn't die because the ghost faces aren't actually after her. So like, oh, she cuts a corner and Ghostface is chasing her, but she's not with anybody else, but she makes it away, but nobody sees it's because she's working with them. Like that would make more sense than
Mhm.
somebody who is like old enough to be a grandparent, and let's be honest, in America, old enough to die of natural causes because of how unhealthy our food is. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't get it. Like that doesn't make sense to me. It makes more sense, especially rewatching all the films. Like it makes more sense that Gale is behind all of this, or at least a part of the cult in some fashion.
I think it makes most sense if Stu was because because I love Robert Long's comments about Jill is that Amber was short and 103 pounds wet, dude. And you're telling me she killed Dewey? No fucking
Yeah.
way, bro. I'm
Yep.
telling you, if there was a third Ghostface and that was really Stu Macher and Matthew Lillard, that would make
Mhm.
way more sense. Way
That's
more
something that they
sense.
should do in a flashback as well. Like if they had him in a like they would have like because it doesn't.
That we
Amber
forgot.
did
He
not
is
take
back.
out Dewey.
Yep. We forgot that David Arquette is back for this too. So it could
Yep.
definitely tie into this type of theory. What
That's
if
what
the
I'm saying.
red herring is in the trailer itself, and the opening scene is not really the opening scene, but it's the asylum?
True. It could be
Yep.
fucking Stu just wigging out. I mean, sure,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Is my problem with the occult. This is my problem with it. Then this goes on forever.
Yep.
There's no end. There's no end to it, right? Like now, it's just Ghostface lasts forever and ever and ever. When do we stop before movies stop getting good? I mean, this was the problem with all of our favorite franchises.
Mhm.
With Nightmare on Elm Street, with freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween. You know what I mean? Like it's just like when does it stop for a period of time, and then it becomes to get good again?
Mhm.
Because the whole the reason why I liked Halloween 3 is because it was supposed to be like the original part of the anthology series originally that
Mhm.
they intended it for to be. And why? Because you have multiple different stories, right? And you have multiple
Mhm.
different things of how it could possibly continue without being the same thing over and over and over and over again, right?
Mhm.
And so, I think the best thing they could have done, which by the way was hinted in Scream 5 before they went to New York in 6, is that Gale was in New York. And
Mhm.
Dewey say he couldn't hack it. Remember,
Yep.
he apologized, and she was crying. She's just like, "Don't act like I ended this." And he goes, "You're right." He goes, "You were beautiful. You're amazing. You did amazing in New York." He goes, "But I
Mhm.
couldn't
Also,
hack it."
what an amazing way, amazing form of character assassination on Dewey's part. Like he's leaving in the middle. He's leaving Gale,
Mhm.
like they're practically the love of his life for 4 movies
Mhm.
in the middle of the night with a note. That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I understand that, but it's the only way to get it back to Woodsboro, and it's just like it's the only way to get Dewey back to Woodsboro because
Yep.
why else would Dewey be in Woodsboro, right? And
Mhm.
it's the only way to get Gale from New York to Woodsboro, right?
Yep.
And then so if they didn't do that, let's say for instance Dewey stayed with Gale, the only thing I could see is if Sydney ended up being back at Woodsboro for whatever fucking reason, because she never wants to go back to that town, and then she was the one to text them. But that again, that doesn't make sense. So this is why the one character to go back to Woodsboro, that was the only way I could see it. Maybe they could have done a better job. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to get back to Woodsboro right now, right? Because it's rumored that it's in Pine Grove. Last week we took a look at the new neighborhood that they're filming at and the houses and stuff like that, which look really nice. Very good setting for the film. But it's going to be interesting in how it plays out. So
it's not even like 2 or 3 were in Woodsboro, so like I don't understand why we have to be.
You don't,
or why the franchise, like why people assume that we not like the people making the movie assume we have to be in Woodsboro. 2 took place on a college camp that was not in Woodsboro. 3 took place in Hollywood, and 4 were back in Woodsboro, and then 6 were not even in Woodsboro. Like what? It's unnecessary. Like you're holding on to the wrong parts of the franchise. Woodsboro is not what makes the Scream franchise.
Exactly. Well, you know, we've said this before. People drop it in the comments if you read too. This is the only franchise that can split apart successfully. We can follow Kirby's story in its own film. We can follow Sam and Tara in its own story. We can follow all these characters separately. It'll do good. You can even spin off Kirby's story into a TV show. People will tune in. We are seeing that happen now where horror franchises are going to TV, and it would only make sense to make Kirby's story a TV show where she's tracking down the cult. And that was...
Hell, and that could even reintroduce some of the characters from the Scream TV show.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Williamson's original story for Scream 3 became the TV show The Following, which was about a cult. So a lot of the stuff that happened with Stu or was going to happen with Stu plays out in that TV show. So there it is. The show was very good. You can do it again. Let's see some of that stuff happen.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's incredible about that is that even let's say you don't do TV shows. That means you could have, let's say if we reboot this whole franchise, which I hope not, but you have Scream 1 as these people's stories. Scream 2 is these people's stories. They don't have to intertwine. This doesn't have to be Avengers Endgame or anything else. You don't need 15 years of one single fucking story to be told. You can do single individual movies that is happening, like you said, either the same time or later, whatever, around the nation, as some of the commenters are saying now, right? And that is really, really cool. And then you have the opportunities, like Noah said, whether it's, you reintroduce people from Scream the show, or, this movie is happening at this movie at the same time. And so this movie is intertwined, right? Kind of like how Saw 3 and 4 did, which I thought was amazing. That's one of my favorite, like, intertwined stories. Like, shit, they happened at the same time, right? And it connects like that you have so many things to play with. But as Noah said, why are we so focused on the same cast and, you know, or even Woodsboro? Like, why are we focusing on the central thing? And I get it, Sydney's the final girl, but we ended her story multiple times. We ended it in 3, then it came back in 4, we ended it in 4, now in 5, we ended it in 5, now 6. Finally, it's not about Sydney, right? It's about Sam and Tara. They botched that. So now we bring her back to Sydney. It's like, damn it. How many times are we going to end this chick's story, dude?
Yeah. Let's see here. We got M. Busca. We'll go to some of the comments that we have going in here. So it'll take me a while to scroll up and look at some of them. But my theory is by the end, it's Halloween 2018, and Gail will be Laurie of this movie, forced to snap by Ghostface pretending to be Dewey. Sydney will be Karen, forced out by her off hiding. Tatum is Allison.
I said that. Remember, Dave? I said that. I said that Tatum is going to be Allison, doesn't want anything to do with her mom because, the Ghostface thing, and you're crazy, lady. You know, you prepped me since a young kid, and blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, just like her, click, 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 and then go to town.
Yep. I really would rather see Tatum snap and go under the mask because of her upbringing and dealing with all of that nonsense. That would be a little bit better for me.
I mean, I've always wanted Sydney to be Ghostface.
Like a Joker style laugh from her, and she just starts going crazy. Just like fully snaps in front of her mom. And she's like, "You all right there, sweetie?" And she just starts. Yeah, that'd be cool, I guess.
I've always wanted Sydney to be Ghostface finally, dude. Like I've always
Mhm.
wanted that because it's just like how long can you be strong before you just go fuck it,
Mhm.
right? But that would go into the theory that me and you said, Dave. I could see Sydney becoming the Ghostface that kills other Ghostface.
Yes, that'd be great.
Oh,
Mhm.
it'd be incredible, right?
Mhm.
Like a part of the occult, a part of online, and finding these
Mhm.
different Ghostface, and as Ghostface, killing the other Ghostface, and
Mhm.
also
She's
the
gonna
other
roll.
individuals because she's
She's gonna
crazy.
pretend to be a follower, and then she's gonna lead them
Yep.
to a location and take them out.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can
Mhm.
see it happening.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Yeah, I really. Oh my God, man! If we repeat the whole 2018 Halloween trilogy, it'll destroy this entire franchise.
The only reason
There's
why.
so much potential here.
Oh yeah. The only reason why I loved Halloween Kills wasn't for the story or anything. If you, what did
Mhm.
I tell you, Dave? I told you over and over again. I said that the Halloween 2018 original story was great. But then when you get into actual kills, all I did was love the kills of the second one. It was brutal. It
Yeah,
was
that's
dope. It
why I
was
like
finally
second one.
something fresh that
Mhm.
Michael never done before. You know,
Mhm.
that's the only reason why I really enjoyed that movie. It wasn't because of the
Yeah.
story or the plot. I tell you that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
hidden Easter eggs were fun to call out too, like seeing the masks from
Mhm.
yep.
Halloween 3 was cool. It was seeing those little like hints from the earlier franchise. That was
Mhm.
fun. The kills are fun. That movie
Yep.
is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
also haven't
really,
seen it.
realistically, Laurie's the bad guy in that film as well because
Oh, in the
I'm
last one?
thinking,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think she's behind the bus getting crashed because remember she's sitting outside of the sanatorium when they're doing the transport, and then all of a sudden the bus crashes, right?
Oh yeah.
Joseph Wells, if it's true that Ghostface is after Sydney's daughter Tatum, I wonder why, and specifically, there's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
This is Jill all over again, right? So here you go.
Yeah.
Here you
Could
go.
be
This is
some dumb
Scream 4.
reasons, like it's gonna be like a repeat of like the original movie where like it's her boyfriend and his best friend. Like that would be so fucking stupid.
Or it's Scream 4, where Tatum's setting up herself to be the victim, and she's behind the new
Uh,
murders. And then we have the reveal at the
And
end.
she sets up her mom and then takes out her mom.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And then like
I mean, I guess
death
it's
by
not
her
a
daughter's
bad
hand.
idea. Her daughter's what?
Death by her daughter's hand. Or blade, if you want to put it that way. So that's something that definitely could happen.
I know, man. I don't know. It's the same thing with Michael dying because Lori killed him. There's no Michael
Mhm.
without Lori. I think they either should have both went or something else should have happened. You heard my fan theory of how I thought Halloween should have ended and to keep the cycle going without
Mhm.
them two.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Well, that's hilarious. And Busca said, as long as we get no more hobo Michael in the future movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, man. I just feel like they wrote themselves into a corner. You know what I mean? And again, same formula, which by the way, I do make fun of in my movie. We mentioned about same formula bullshit. I'm just ready for something new and fresh, bro. I'm just
Mhm.
ready for something new and fresh, and let's get out of this same cycle bullshit. You know what I mean?
All right. So let's go to Robert Long, the second question comment here. I think the cult is nationwide, and Stu has been hiding and pulling the strings. He does some of the kills personally to stay in the game.
I like that.
Now,
Yeah.
this is fresh. This is brand new. But since we've been talking about it, does it feel like it'll be a payoff now if this happens?
I told you when they revealed the cast, it won't. It would have been a great payoff if they never revealed all these fucking people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why they're doing it. They're wanting, again, how it bombed. The last one bombed. We're trying to do everything to get everyone to come back to watch this. So you reveal all these characters back. But I don't think it's a great payoff when you reveal it. I've mentioned this before on the show, and I'll mention it a bunch of times, guys. It's the same thing with Saw. With Saw, all the Easter eggs of, it's going to be the doc from the first one. It's going to be the doctor from the first one, right? And we were all hoping. And it would have been a great payoff if that was at the end of the movie. And what do? They show him in the very first scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Now, Scream 7 or Scream 6 is currently third. Again, this isn't adjusted for inflation here, so let's take a look at the box office real quick. Alrighty. So
Like
we're not
personally,
adjusting. Go
I
ahead.
would love to see like a Saviors style, like Sydney is at her wit's end trying to find these Ghostface at the end of this movie, and she just gets cornered by all these Ghostface just surrounding her, and then Sydney loses. Like that's what I want, and I don't even care who it is. Like I don't care who's the one who takes her out. I don't care if it's Tatum. I don't care if it's Sam. I don't care if it's Stu. I don't care if it's Gail. But I want that. Like I just want to see Sydney only be out overpowered by just like just like because like that scene when the like say what you will about everything after that season of the Walking Dead, but when you introduce the Saviors just at every turn taking out every solution that the main crew has, like that was so intense. And then the final thing is like they're cornered with all the whistling and stuff like that. Man, I would love that. You just see all the Ghostface masks surrounding her. You
Yep.
see them swiping at her with the knife and all doing the knife cleaning. Like that would just be so cool to see. I don't know. Because like at this point, what can you do to take out Sydney fucking Prescott? Like you have everybody she knows and loves turn against her and take her out, and then you have to have some sort of new hero come in. Which I don't know. Maybe they're setting up Chad and Mindy.
They have a cult. They have a cult meeting. Sydney reveals that she's under the mask. All of a sudden, everyone's there. They're like, "Get her!" And then it explodes, and everyone dies. But Sydney somehow miraculously survives. Just jumping the fucking shark like the Fonz, dude. Ugh.
Now, Danny, here
into the sunset on a hurricane.
To your point, so Scream 6 was at 169 million, right? So it sits at number 3, but this isn't adjusted for inflation. So we know that, so we know that part 3 is going to be above that if you adjust for inflation. So, and then Scream 5 is going to sit where it's at, and maybe even Scream 4 gets close to it. So it's not one of the best performers that's in the franchise because of, I'm sure the ending leaked out and people was like, no, I'm not going to go see that one because of it. But it still made money. They were very happy with it and very pleased with it. So I'm thinking it's not so much the box office that they're concerned about. They're concerned about the fallout from Melissa and Jenna not being in this film. I think that's what they fear, is that people aren't going to come because the Carpenter sisters aren't in the film. So now they have to pull out all stops and just reveal their hand ahead of time.
I would be okay if Tara didn't show up in this film because she's playing a more important role in a future film and they're just keeping that hush hush. But I really want Sam in this film, even if it's at the end.
Yep.
I
that's the reveal.
Can't. Yeah, like I don't know. It just it makes no sense to have Chad and Mindy in here acknowledging that the core four still exist in the world, and then Sam and Tara just don't exist anymore.
I think, Dave, what do you think about this? Because me and you talked about the original script from Scream 4. What do you think if it was something similar? Let's say if it is Tatum or even Sam is the final reveal. Like I said, she's related to Sydney. She's Sydney's real daughter. Kills off Sydney. I know King Matthew said that Nev said Sydney can never die. So, that'd be great if she doesn't. But let's say hypothetically, just like Scream 4, the original one, she's supposed to die, right? And Jill was supposed to take the mantle, but it backfires on her because now Ghostface are after Jill. How would you feel if they did that? Let's say Sam is the reveal, kills off Sydney, but because she's the daughter of Sidney Prescott and Billy Loomis, now everyone's after her. And that's how we start the new fresh cycle. How would you like that?
I would not like it to be done with Sam. I think just because we already had Ghostface chasing after and for her to kick off another cycle where they're going after her again, I think it would have to be a new character. So I think if it would be Sydney's daughter that ends Sydney's life, and then she goes on to be the new survivor girl and get the fame and stuff like that, then the next film is the cult comes for her next.
Yeah. All right.
So Alrighty, so Horror Paradise has an item out there. I heard that Stu is going to be around for Scream 8, so he's likely just going to have a trilogy revolving around his dead character like Billy. The AI and the sister stuff is just one way for limelight.
Sure.
Now, I thought I'm not even down to
Busca.
the bottom yet.
Yeah, Busca says Scream is not about BS sisters.
Now, I thought it would have been perfect to have Stu around for more than one film if you did not reveal it ahead of time for this one, where
Right.
everybody gets the shock, and then you go into 8 with the build up for the Sydney and Stu showdown. So I think they, yeah. So that's what kind of makes me a little worried about it. Yeah, because if you
They're
review,
not doing the Kevin Feige thing, and I think that's
yeah,
their problem. Like they need just lock and key.
yeah. I don't get the point of revealing if Stu is truly alive in this and not in the asylum and he's not an AI and he's showing up the phone. I really just don't. I can't picture what the story arc would be going into 8 for him to be around for 8, right? That's a little tough.
Unless Sydney is losing though, then it makes more sense to why he's already confirmed for 8. But I don't know because there's not really many. Why is Roman back? Why is Dewey back? None of this really. There's still so many like holes with all this shenanigans.
I think the only way that there's not holes, no, is what we mentioned. If all of those guys are just flashbacks, right, of trying to tie in all the loose ends that they did with the other films, then yeah, you can make it make sense to finally stamp everything that we've been talking about, right? Everything makes sense, and then it goes into what's happening now. Perfect. But if it's not that, yeah, it is going to be a little oof. You know what I mean?
So Daniel throws this out there. It would be a perfect twist if the Stab fandom turned around into a cult-like territory. Maybe the Stab subreddit is home to the cult, just random people who are killers. Yeah,
that was Richie and Amber. So Richie and Amber, they were on the Stab subreddits doing that, and then they were saying how more people were, and which they showed in Scream 6, which all of us here loved, when you just had a random ghost face in the middle and it killed somebody else that had nothing to do with any of these, right? That was pretty damn cool. And then they just killed him off real quick, right? I was like, so, but like we said before, Daniel, it's been happening. That idea has been happening since Scream 2. Because that's how Mrs. Loomis found Mickey, was online and basically groomed him, if you will, kind of like how Richie groomed Amber, and that was it. So
Daniel, I don't know if you've been on the subreddit recently. I have not been on the subreddit recently, but I know your theory is playing out in the subreddit. If it's not that one, they had launched 2 Paramount, because there was another subreddit that I had found that I forgot to bookmark, where there were people going in there and saying, "Hey, look, this is pictures from my first execution. Oh, this went wrong," and they were swapping stories about wearing the ghost face mask and getting under there. So I don't know if it's in the Stab Reddit itself, or if there was another subreddit that was out there that was just chronicling everything that the cult was doing. So very, very interesting one that's thrown out there.
Can you throw up Scott's? I like that comment. Scott Walker.
All right. Here. Okay. If Stu was the one that attacked Gail in New York and killed Dewey, why would he be the only one to do those attacks? If one of the chances is Bailey, Ethan, and Quinn while working for him.
I can answer that one if you want.
Go ahead.
If you really think about it, they were the ones that got away and basically put Billy and him through what they went through. So it is like, hey, nope, those are mine, like a territorial thing. You know what I mean? It's the same reason why Michael Myers always goes after Laurie Strode, right? It's always why it's these are mine. You can have these other guys, but these are my kills. Like, don't touch them. I can see that playing out, and that actually goes with the horror trope that these movies do. So I don't see any way around of why you would let some mediocre person to do it, right? Especially when you're the one that suffered.
Let's unpack this scene here, right? So this scene, we have Ethan with the Meeks twins and Kirby. We have Detective Bailey at Central Park. And then we're supposed to assume Quinn is in the apartment, lifts a dude's dead body, and throws him through a bookcase. This is where you cannot refute the whole bodyguard thing. It's like, oh, it's a bodyguard. That's why the person was taller than Dewey. It does not make any logical sense for Quinn to pick up a dead body and just chuck him through a bookcase.
He was a muscly dude, and also somebody earlier mentioned that guy was also fucking tall. Like that was a tall man.
Yep.
We should look up the size of that actor. But somebody mentioned earlier that Dewey was lifted up off the ground slightly. How the fuck is Amber lifting Dewey off the ground?
No chance.
It just doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, like exactly. It's such horseshit. It doesn't make any sense.
Keep going.
What?
Keep going. Keep going.
I don't know. Like it would only make sense for me that it is Stu going after these people. Like you could continue on the route that it's like, oh, it's just a mishap of the camera angles. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like that seemed that's such a weak thing. Like we also know the different knife what is it? MOs.
The different knife strikes, yep.
That's Stu's, man. Like that's Stu's through and through. I don't know. And the Quinn's a midget. Like she's tiny. I don't like whatever.
Well, this is the problem that we have, and that's why I was talking about movie magic. And because I'm in the industry for a long time, this is what happens when you miscast a stunt double. This is exactly what happens when you miscast a stunt double. Because then, let's say for instance, guys, let's play devil's advocate right now. Let's say for instance, nope, Stu's dead, everything else. That was really Amber that killed Dewey. Dude, why do you have a tall stunt double, right? That goes ahead and lifts Dewey off the floor. It doesn't make sense story-wise. Yeah, and it wasn't Richie because Richie got hit, right? So
he was there.
Yeah, he was there. So it's one of those things that sometimes people overlook it as like, no one could tell, and then it happens, right? And everyone can tell. But not only that, if you really think about it, when Amber revealed she was Ghostface, right? And also Richie, none of them had bulletproof vests. And who was the first to do that, right? When you introduced it was Roman, and then Roman probably taught both Billy and Stu, like, yo, you need to wear a bulletproof vest just in case, right? And so with that Ghostface, and that Ghostface had the bulletproof vest. Because Dewey shot him, and then Dewey's like, oh, you always got to shoot him in the head. And when he goes back, you see that it was a bulletproof vest that stopped the bullets.
Yep.
Just saying.
That's a fantastic point to make. That's something that I never picked up on and connected the dots on it, right? So why would all of a sudden Amber ditch the bulletproof vest? Did she leave it at the hospital? That's evidence, right? So where did that go? It will most likely stay with the robe and the mask. And why would she not quickly put that back on? Especially since she's going around shooting people, right? That's a good point. That's a very good point. But this whole thing here, this also ties into that video. So guys, I'm just gonna throw it up. I know I'm being a little bit shameless self-plugging here, but this video right here, we talk about it, right? So in Scream 4, there is a scene that's at the end of the elevator. Well, not the end of the elevator. At the top of the hospital, we see Sydney's sidekick get tossed off. She didn't get pushed up. She got thrown off the top of the hospital. Jill's inside with a cut arm, and we have Charlie downstairs or outside with Gail. Because if we remember, Gail finds them and is talking to them about, teaming up and stuff like that, and then the body comes down. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Jill ain't tossing the girl off the top of the building again. She's not throwing the dead body off of there. And then how is Charlie getting all the way up to the top?
It's either one of the biggest continuity errors in the franchise, or there's a third Ghostface that they don't talk. Yeah, it definitely is. But like, you can tie up that loose end and say that I guess that Stu, or if you want to, Gail, whatever, one of them could have done it. I don't know, but yeah, it was probably a mistake. It was probably just a mistake from the
That's all it is.
team.
Realistically, that it's not clever writing. Scream has made tons and tons of mistakes. It just works in their favor if they pull it off correctly.
Yeah.
But this is why you can't have yes people also on your team.
Mhm.
This is why you cannot have yes people. You have to have people challenge, like, why would this happen and this and that and da da da, right? You have to always like think outside of the box and create the revisions and da 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 da.
Mhm.
But also, guys, to be fair, we've ran into this problem before with multiple movies that are not horror when producers step in and they ruin different scenes, right?
Mhm.
There could have been a scene in between there of showing, oh, where's Jill? Oh, well, not right. And then that thing happens. Cool, right? But there's always something that sometimes producers they ruin the way the flow goes.
Mhm.
And when things that used to make sense in the original script doesn't make sense when it comes on to the screen, aka Amazing Spider-Man 2. Excuse me. Or the Snyderverse. Because producers cut out a lot of stuff. Excuse me.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. So Celia, if I said that correctly, if I didn't, I apologize. Woo! Then it's his sister that we've only heard about once, or some random person or a family member again.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
That,
Now
that
you
could be
remember the one kid that they cast has a very striking resemblance to Stu. So could it be Vince's brother and Stu's nephew?
Could
Hmm.
be.
Yep. Somebody mentioned in the comments earlier that they thought Anna Camp was Leslie Mocker. I'm still standing by it. I think so as well.
That is, but then we hit the whole Billy Loomis, Mrs. Loomis trope. Revenge
Hmm.
for my son. Why?
Yep. Hmm.
My
Yeah,
boy.
that's true. That is true. But it's revenge for her son and her brother.
Yeah, but still. You know what I mean? Like,
All
ah.
right. All right. So we got Chris Schober. What if Jill is in the mental
Oh,
asylum for Scream 7? Noah, you were talking about this earlier, right? Or
yeah,
was it
he
some?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think that like if we see her in the mental asylum, and then we see, and then that scene of Stu taking his mask off in a video call, like maybe that's at the end, and like so because you also mentioned that like there's a scene where Sydney is watching her daughter and Ghostface through cameras and trying to
Hmm.
call her daughter and help her. So like
Yep.
having all of those events take place at the same time at the end and maybe leaving that off on a cliffhanger and then having Jill in the insane asylum, I could see that making a little bit of sense.
Hmm.
Um but also it would just like you because like you expect it to be Stu, right? Like you expect him to go
Hmm.
there and try and talk to Stu, and it's like, oh well, he's here obviously, so he's not doing anything. But then it's like, that's not the cameo you're getting right here, or that's
Yep.
not the
Hmm.
one you're getting. You're getting Jill. She's actually not dead.
Yep.
But
And if we,
she's also she's not casted in this yet, is she?
she's not officially announced, but when we talked about this a few months ago, she did start following Spyglass
Yes.
right when they announced Roman and they announced some of the other returns. So
Man.
it's like that could be a dead giveaway, or it could be a red herring in itself. But we've seen this in not only movies, but like in wrestling and stuff like that. When people start following other things, it's usually because now they have some sort of partnership that's going on. So now all of a sudden they got to go and follow the socials. Now I remember this for the wrestling fans that are on here when CM Punk returned to WWE. Right before he did that, the one band that plays his theme song started following WWE right shortly before that, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Why are they now following WWE? And then we got him back at Survivor Series. So that could be the secret too. It could be the secret that Jill's back.
The secret formula.
Yep. All right, so we got this one out here from King Matthew. I actually think Kirby could be related to Stu because Kirby was highly suspicious in 6. So maybe she is Stu's long lost daughter. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Whew.
Well, how old is what's the age gap?
2011 to 1996, or 1996 to 2011, because it's real time.
I
So
don't know, man.
And what, he's like
I don't know.
17 or 18 in
it fits.
1996?
It fits.
Kirby was a movie buff as well,
Mm-hmm. It
so
fits.
kind of would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would like that, to be honest. I would like to have another Randy character
seems
that knows
it
their
seems
shit.
unnecessary.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's very unnecessary too because here's a great segue to finally get Gale out of the fucking picture. Is that Gale is the one that usually figures shit out, right? If we kill off Gale, Kirby could take her place, and Kirby's the new Gale Weathers of figuring shit out.
And a better
Yeah,
agent.
well, Gale doesn't really like Herbie.
I know.
Yeah, Gale
I
doesn't
wonder
really
why.
like. Yeah,
I wonder
good.
why, because
Mhm.
this is my replacement.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Fuck, I don't want to
So-
see old woman Gale as the man. Get out of here.
Well, look, again, we can build off the cult. So maybe Gale is pulling the strings all along, and she knows that Kirby is related, but Kirby doesn't know that Gale's pulling the strings. And then there's your two separate Ghostface fighting against each other eventually.
I mean, whether or not, like, I would rather Kirby is not related to Stu, but to still think that the reason Gale doesn't like, why am I blank? I'm just forgetting her
Doesn't
name.
like Kirby.
The reason she doesn't like Kirby is because she's investigating investigating the whole Ghostface thing, and she is in some way behind this stuff. Like, that would make a lot of sense. But also, I don't know. I hate Gale.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, finally, Gale. Listen, I still say what would have made Scream 5 a little better, even though I did like it. It's one of my favorites, dude. How many times does Dewey have to get stabbed and Gale cries over him? Right? It should have been finally the other way around. Finally, Gale gets hers, she dies, and Dewey is distressed. Right, and then we can see like fucking crazy Dewey, like going and doing his shit. That would have made more sense, and it would have been more impactful.
Double holstered swing.
Yeah, man, guns blazing. You know what I mean? But it just makes more sense because, again, like I told you, they're using a lot of the same formula over and over again. So it's just like, why not switch it finally? You know what I mean? Why not Gale had her and Dewey, and then it would make more sense of Dewey investigating in New York, right? Because that, the whole thing that was happening. I don't know, man. I just don't want, I'm tired of family bonds. I'm tired of it, right? Like, the only tie to a family bond before 3 was that it was Sydney's mom that was intertwined with his dad because they were high schoolers, Then part 2 came along. Mickey was just a psychotic mofo that wanted to be a copycat, which was fucking fantastic. Like, awesome. He was just a psychotic killer that loved what they did. Cool, right? I'm all down for that. But then, Mrs. Loomis came in, meh. All right, but I'm just tired. And then Sydney's brother, like I said, and then Sydney's cousin is like, stop with the family shit. Like, let's get it over and done with.
Yeah.
Let's get new shit.
Yeah, Mindy was a movie buff too.
She's Randy. Her and Chad are Randy's niece and nephew. I mean, why not, right?
You're talking, like you're sitting there talking about the family ties and stuff like that. There's going to be some sort of tagline or some Sydney line referencing that, this is a lot more, than just Ghostface killings. It runs in our blood or something like that. There'd be some cheesy ass line in there.
They did it in 4. They did it in 4 when Jill, whoever, I don't know if it was Jill or Charlie that did it, but when they're like, there's nothing stronger than family bonds. Remember, he's like, I'm going to kill them all. And it's just like, It's like,
yeah, yep.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry guys, I just rewatched the whole fucking franchise, so that's why I'm on it. But dude, I'm just like, please, like, let's just go away. That's why Sam and Tara's thing was refreshing, except for the whole Billy thing, right? I mean, it was a cool take, sure, but I just love the fact that we were getting away from all that and we were getting more into their personal own stories. This is like, this is what we need. We just need fresh shit. Let's get away from all this other stuff. Let's get into the fresh stuff. That's what we need.
So we've kind of talked about this on the channel before, but now Mbuska has a nice twist on it. Imagine Stu's family going to avenge him, and he pops in and kills them, saving Sydney, saying he always got a thing for her. She's like, what the fuck? But would you just want her because of his final girl obsession?
That actually is a good take, Buska. I would not be surprised on that because if you really think about it, every dude in the original kind of had a thing for Sydney because even Randy was just into Sydney like crazy, right? And so I would, man, I would not be surprised if that was a thing, especially with the film obsessions of there must always be a final girl,
Yep.
But then that kind of retcons Scream 1. Because remember, Billy and Stu were going to kill Sydney to do the whole, it's just like her mom deal, right?
Yep.
There was no final girl, and that they got away scot-free and they were the survivors. So it's kind of a cool take. It would retcon the first one, but, we'll see.
What about Randy being in the insane asylum?
Dude, I would... No.
He got stabbed as much as Chad did, so I mean... And we didn't even see him die.
Mrs. Loomis, they opened the door and he is dead on the fucking in the van.
But they didn't show that. They didn't show him, did they?
Yeah. He's got a knife mark across his throat, but it doesn't look like it's deep.
No, well, not only that. I mean, think about it. I mean, they ran to the van. That's when I just watched Scream 2, by the way. That's when what's his breath? The camera guy's like, "Who broke my window?" And they ran to it. They open it. Gail screams, and then it's a close up of Randy dead.
Yep.
So, and then Mrs. Loomis is like, he was talking about my Billy, and I got a little stab happy.
So, just real quick, throw it out there so that we have the vote up on
Joseph, you're so right. Sorry, Joseph's comment.
All right, we'll come right back to that. So, in Scream 7, is it AI or is Sydney going crazy and seeing visions of past ghost faces? So
they
AI
go to the insane asylum together, and instead of seeing
it.
Stu sitting in the padded cell, they see
Sydney.
the back. It's the back of. He's like, "Go up, go talk to her."
Oh my god!
And then it's actually her. Like, could you fucking imagine? I
would walk out of the theater.
Yeah, that would be it for me. It's like,
oh my god!
Have
all in her head.
Tomato on hand.
But we did. How many times do we have to do that? We did it in Scream 3, and then we just did it with Tara. Like, how many times do we have to do that shit? You know what I mean? I get it. PTSD is real. Trauma's real. All that shit. I totally get it. But you would think that would happen.
There's like a 12-year time jump in this movie.
That's my point, though.
At least.
But in Scream 5, she was absolutely fine. She was ready. Dewey's like, "Do you have a gun?" She's like, "I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Of course I have a gun."
This would take place after, like, everything after 2 is all in her head. That's.
Oh, don't do that to me, Noah.
Everything after 2 is all in her head.
Don't do that to me, Noah.
Everything happens. She loses her shit after the second one happens, and then all of a sudden, her crazy she's in Hollywood, and her crazy ass highlighter friend shows up, and now she's got a half brother, and then now she's a successful author in 4. She's taking Gail's job. She has a relative pop up again, trying to come after her, and then you have the bastard child of Billy show up in 5. And yeah, sure, 6 is not about her, but now we have some weird happenstance with 7. Listen, I'm not saying that it's a good idea. This sounds fucking awful, but
it is.
Like, can you imagine? But also, there is an 8. There's an 8. So, like, unless 8 is her under the mask finally, and she's on the rampage, like, and that's why Dewey's in the movie, because he's not dead.
Oh, don't do this to me. Do not do this to me, Noah. That all of it is in her head, and she's the one in the padded cell. And she thinks
Roman's her brother because she's seen him on, like, the TV in their little break time room. So Roman's in this movie too, just as a random producer, not related to her at all.
Don't, dude. It makes sense, but it's dumb. Could you imagine is that they go up to the insane asylum because it's been nothing of Ghostface this entire time since what happened to her, and now it is happening. So they're going to her to see, like, hey, can we figure this out? Oh, Noah, I hate you. Oh, no.
Yep. And Dan, like you're saying, maybe Sam's a secret surprise in there, and you see a back shot of Gail and somebody that's a brunette that's walking into the insane asylum, and it's Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Noah, why? Noah. You know what, though? I'll do you one better for a worse one. You ready for this? After Scream 2, every single Scream that came out was a Gail Weathers book.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, none of that happened.
Or it's just they're stab movies.
Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the guy in Scream 2, the camera guy goes, "Your last cameraman got gutted," and she goes, "I made that up." She goes, "He didn't get gutted." He's like, "Well, his throat got slashed in real life."
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
So could you imagine all the Scream movies is just a
Mm-hmm.
Gale Weathers book? Oh, I hate you, Noah, for doing this to me. Oh,
You're welcome.
Wait a minute. Then that brings us back to something that was rumored very early on, is
Oh,
the
no.
true meta Scream. So this is why Dewey's back, and this is why Roman's back, because they're celebrating the anniversary of the original film, or it could be the original book or the original Stab movie coming out, and that's what's happening.
no, not a New Nightmare. No.
Hmm
I like A New Nightmare. It's one of my favorites out of the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, but no.
It could be.
No. Don't do this to me. No.
That fixes your time jump too, then,
It
because you don't
does, but
really have to have a time
no.
jump. Hmm
Please, no. Don't do this to me. No.
I thought you were gonna say like the anniversary from like the original like actual murder in the first movie or
It
something
could
like
be.
that.
It could be from the original Unaliving. It could be for the Stab. It could be for Gale Weathers' book. And to play to Danny's point, every story that comes afterwards is just a fictional story that's created by Gale Weathers, and they're all gathering because they're celebrating something, or it's starting to happen in real life, and then that triggers off that way.
No. See, that only works if it's not their story, though. If it's not their story, then sure, but no. Oh. Why do you both do this to me?
Well, we got starved Eggman. No, it's just Sydney's imagination and madness. It's that's so simple.
A starved Eggman. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised after Scream 1 that, yeah, she's been in a padded cell ever since part 1, and all that other dumb shit was just her imagination because of Noah.
Mhm.
Thanks, Noah. Oh. Oh.
Let's see. We got Scott Walker. My suspects for the asylum scene are Jill, Stu, or Polly Walker. Polly Walker. Polly Walker. I don't remember Polly Walker.
I don't know who the
I
fuck
don't
that.
either.
Polly Walker. Let's look that up.
I can't wait for you to be roped into like some kind of joke.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not sharing my screen, friends.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
never know what'll pop up.
He said
Charlie.
he meant
He said
Charlie.
Walker.
Charlie. He meant Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. Okay. All right. So Charlie. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Let's see what else we got there. We got Joseph. Ethan Embry's in Scream 7. Kind of suspicious of him being a Ghostface. Let's take a look. See if we have an updated cast of Scream 7 on IMDb.
I don't know, man.
Was Randy announced?
Nope.
Is he in the movie?
You mean Jamie Kennedy that played Randy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did Jamie Kennedy get confirmed, Dave?
Nope. I didn't see anything for that. Let's see here. So we'll share the screen. We'll go take a look at that. Wrong thing. So let's look at the next one here. Stop screen share.
I love how we're almost an hour and a half in and we're still on the first topic.
Well, we're not going to cover the other topics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that makes
All
sense.
right. So we got Nev, we got Courtney, we got McKenna Grace, Mason Gooding, Jasmine Spoy Brown, Celeste O'Connor, which is probably McKenna Grace's friend in the movie, Sam Reckner. This is the guy here that looks like Stu's nephew. I have to put it on here, right there. He's got a lot of the Stu qualities there. Yeah, he's got a lot of Stu qualities. So let's see who else we got here. Joe. Oh my God, Joe McHale, please. Victoria Turbin, Ethan. Yeah, there's Ethan Embry. It'd be interesting.
That is really weird.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who he's playing. We only got some names here, so we're keeping a lot of the names under wraps here. Isabel May.
When's the slated release date for this?
February of 2026. So and there's the returning, right? So we don't have everybody fully announced there yet. Hopefully there's got to be some surprises left in this. Let's see what else we got going on in the comments.
I'm hoping.
All right, so we got CG saying maybe Stu's been in a coma or just fried. Still survived a nut in Scream 1. It wasn't two killers, it was really killers. Stu comes back to tell Sydney who the other killers was and is Gail.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know how I would like that, CG.
I don't know if I want to see Stu have a story arc where he has a redemption story.
Yep. None of us do.
Mm-mm.
No.
None of us do. None of us do. A redemption arc for Stu better be a play like playing chess. You know what I mean? And setting a trap for Sydney.
If I'm watching Matthew Lillard in a horror movie, I want to see him at his full potential as an actor, and his full potential is batshit fucking crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't want to see. I don't want as much as I love. Yeah, as much as I love Matthew Lillard, I don't want to see him be a good guy in this. I think it would be better if we get just a fucking wrecking ball of a Stu Macher in 7 and 8, provided he's alive.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell, like
Emo.
let's say he is in the asylum, right? In 7. And he because of Sydney and Gail going to set off a cataclysm of events at the same time that there's a different storyline going on that with Tatum and her friends that allows him to escape, and then everything after that is just Stu Macher wrecking house. Whether it's other Ghostface or other people, he is just going after people. Like he now knows that Sydney's alive and well. He knows that Gail's alive. He knows that Sydney's got a daughter. He knows that there are other survivors, like Billy's daughter. So Chad and Mindy, Randy's niece and nephew. Like, so he's just like, all right, time for part 2.
I love that. I love that take, Noah, because either, like we said, Sydney tries to infiltrate the cult and becomes Ghostface, killing all the Ghostface, but I would love a Stu Macher unhinged. Like, this is mine. And again, we always did the theory that him and Billy were a thing, right? In the back end that nobody knew, right?
So did Scary Movie.
He could be like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it could be like, this is my and my boy's thing, and all of you are ruining it.
Yes.
And just go to
that'd be great.
town.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about a way for redemption and to stop this whole fucking cult madness too. Oh my God, Stu just
Jill
unhinged.
brings in a pen and a notepad, and he starts taking people out with that pen.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm just talking about him just going to town.
You see the pen click, and he's like,
well, if you really think about it, this is like really like it almost be like a slap in the face for the fans, right? You have the cult. Everybody wants to see the cult, right? We get the cult in this movie, and then Stu comes back and wipes them all out, and he says, like, not my fucking movie. It was never intended to be a cult. And then that's how you bring him into 8.
Yep. Dude, I would love that. I would love that. And also, it would also make sense of how shocked Richie was when there was another one. Because remember, he was shocked the whole time. Especially got cut and shit. He's like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. That would make total sense of like, also, if let's say Sam did go, yeah, kill Richie, and he killed Richie, like that would have been hella dope that he's not a puppet master. He's just a roaming Ghostface this blade is E for everyone.
I like that. I do. See, now that would work.
That would totally work.
Yeah.
And he's the only one with the busted up, messed up Ghostface mask because it's his original.
Yep. I like that.
And it's even more symbolic once he takes it off too, and you see the scars on his face to match the mask.
I like it.
I do like that theory, dude. That could really fix this whole bullshit. And it makes sense for the time gap. No, it makes sense for the time gap. We both ruined
and fixed this movie several times over. I love that. What a productive hour.
Yeah. Right. But what I'm saying is it does make sense for the time gap then. Now it does, because throughout the 10 years, he's taken out the occult.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's like there's been sproutings where he's like slightly involved, and then other than that, it's just the forums and other people trying to get it started. But like, did they ever really mention? Did they confirm that like Quinn and like Richie's family and 6 took out the Ghostface in the beginning?
No,
they never did. They never
Because
confirmed
that
it.
could just be Stu. Like, you could just say that was Stu, and he just took them out, and that was it.
Yes.
Like, yeah, not on my fucking watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he just allows the
Absolutely.
shit to go
Who-
on
right.
between Sam, like with Sam and her group of people, because he doesn't care if they die because they're related to Randy and Billy and all that.
Right, and that makes the line hit a lot harder. Who gives a fuck about your movie? Right, there you go.
Yes, when he said it.
Yep.
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 Yep. Because
That's
this is mine and my boy's movie. That's it.
Yep.
And like I say, he could just be reminiscing about Billy this whole time, and that's why he wants to kill Sam, because he's like, you are the love child of my love, right?
Yep.
That'd be crazy.
Man, I'm gonna have to do a list show with some of these theories that we have now. Move the one that I just recorded for the end of September back to October, so we can talk about this stuff. But that makes that hits. That
would
hard.
fix everything.
Yep.
That would fix everything. All the bullshit that we went through, that would fix everything.
Yep.
And I hate to be this guy. Let's say Sam and Tara are no longer ever coming back. We could have it mentioned that they were killed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it makes sense again throughout the 10 fucking years of Stu just cleaning up house.
Yep.
And you said Kirby chasing the ghost face around the United States.
She's tipping off Stu where to go.
I wouldn't say tipping off. I would think that she doesn't mention to Sydney or anything that these keep happening all over, and she's just following the trail, trying to find out who the fuck this thing is.
Right. If it was true what Detective Bailey had said in 6 that she got suspended from the force. Right, there we go. She got suspended from the force because these unalivings are still happening. And it's happening to each of the cult members along the way because she's investigating it for him.
Nice. I like that.
I
Hey,
think we all fixed
not
it.
bad.
Could
We
you
all
imagine
fixed it here tonight.
could you imagine now that's what the TV show is? Like, it starts with her getting suspended, and then her and Stu like decide to go on a little alliance to take out the occult their way, and it's just them cleaning house in the time frame between the movies, like everything in between the movies. That would be kind of interesting.
Also, what kind of could be sinister and can show that Stu was really the mastermind and Billy was the brawn, that Stu could possibly have like Kirby's relative or some dumb shit, right? Hostage. And that's why she has to help him.
Yep. That could be it too. That's a good
Well,
one.
I mean, if we're saying that Stu's family is connected in some way financially, that could come into play somehow. It's like them fucking up her career because she's trying to find the what's everything that's going on, so they get involved. I don't know, something.
Yep. So Joseph Wells goes, sometimes the fun of a Scream film is guessing the Ghostface killers, the mystery, and the adventure leading up to the final act. Look, I was so proud of myself in 5. It's like, I figured it out. It took me 5 movies. I finally figured it out before anybody else did. And then everybody's like, yeah, it was so obvious. Like, damn it, don't take away my happiness.
They're wearing the flannels. Of course it's them.
Well, also, ladies and gentlemen, I rewatching the series. There is a trope in the movie. They only changed it in 1 because me and Dave and Marcus talked about the original script from Scream 2. The original script allegedly was supposed to be, again, the boyfriend and then Sydney's roommate, right? Which is too close to home from the original. Nobody liked it, so they changed it. But if you look at every other Scream franchise, the one person that fights Ghostface and goes, and gets cut on the arm, they're a Ghostface. Every single one. Richie. Billy was the only one that didn't. Billy legit got stabbed, and that was the best thing ever. And then he's like, it wasn't really stabbed, corn syrup, right?
Yep.
That was the best. That was the best throwaway, right? Ever. But if you look at all the other ones, everyone, and they get cut, they're a Ghostface.
Yep. And
it
now
also happened with Jill in Scream 4.
Yep.
Richie in Scream 5. And then I think didn't one of them,
the boyfriend
got
cut, but he wasn't actually, it was a cop out because like her new boyfriend got cut on the arm.
Correct, but originally, Noah, I could see this, that they already filmed that, and because the ending was what people didn't like, they just changed it that way. Does that make sense? So that could have been in it, just like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
Just
and then Roman was dead technically in the 3rd one.
Like Quinn.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Quinn, like Billy. Which, if everybody goes back and watches Scream '96, you'll see that the blade after Stu supposedly stabs Billy is clean. He wipes a
Yep.
clean
I
blade.
think I did see. I think I did
Mhm.
notice that.
All right, let's see what else we got.
He said they'd
going
be
on.
wearing flannel too, Horror Paradise. Yep.
Starved Eggman. I think Neil's already dead. Yep, he died in between 3 and 4. It's in a cutscene. I would really wish that they extend Scream 4 because there's a lot of good cutscenes that add to the story that's there already,
Yeah.
and it was mentioned in that that cutscene. Oh, look, there's a twist on what we were talking about. Maybe Stu is getting well, and the cult turns on Stu. That's an
But that's another
interesting take.
redemption arc for Stu.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily at all.
That's true, because to Emo's point, if Stu is getting well, the occult turns on Stu, it can re-trigger that. All right, everybody dies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good.
All right, let's see what else we got on here. Joseph Wells like, Neil died? What? All right, so we got Scott Walker here. Can you please answer this question, please? I do believe Stu was behind the events of Scream 5 and 6. Yep.
We've been saying that since the dawn of time.
Yep. Definitely agree with that. Like we were, I don't know if
We're up to,
Scott,
like,
if you were
5
here
Ghostface
before.
being in the 6th one, right? Like, there's a.
Yep.
Do we think there's at least 5?
And the 6th one? Well,
Yeah.
if you count the first 2, the Patsy's in the beginning, so that
Oh yeah,
will
yeah.
bring you to 5. So
Yeah.
I would say we were at 6 in that one.
6, yeah. Well, I mean, unless you also think that we think Gale's a part of it, then there's 7.
Yep, that's just true.
And
That's
we also said that there might be like 4 or 5 in 5 as well, right? Because the theory that Chad's girlfriend might have also been a Ghostface, but they turned on her, and then
yeah. Yep.
yeah, and then Stu is still in there taking out Dewey, so that would be 4 Ghostface in that movie, and then still potentially Gale being a Ghostface, so that would be number 5.
And also the throwaway character that they killed at the bar that was dating her was related to Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets stabbed in the neck. I mean,
Yep. All loose ends that could have been wiped out is with those 2 characters in there. So let's see what else we got going on here. I'm still trying to guess who the cameo is for Scream 7. It could be Jill. I think it's most likely
We
going to
actually
be
do
Jill.
get Kincaid, but they're not married.
true.
That's 2
I'm here
marks.
to let you know your husband Mark is
Wait. What about Cotton?
Cotton only
coming back.
Yeah, could be. Because it wasn't nothing that was shown on screen was fatal for him.
And which
So-
Scream?
Scream 3.
He died in 3.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
died, right?
You got to remember Randy's rules, right? Somebody from the past is
If you
going
don't
to
see
come
the
back.
body. Yep.
Yep.
If you don't see the body.
All right, let me see here.
Randy
Cotton's
is
in the
cameo?
insane asylum.
Oh, look at this one. Maybe the cameo for Scream 7.
Get outta here.
He got thrown out a window.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well,
No, not even a window, brother. She got thrown off a fucking second-story balcony and landed flat.
I mean, to be in that same regard, though, Sydney jumped out of an attic window onto a boat.
No, Sarah Michelle Gellar literally fell on the concrete.
Yeah, I don't know.
The two girls that talked to Sydney in the bathroom.
And people's durability in these movies don't add up.
You're right.
All right, so Scott, for this one, since we personally know them, they're not in it.
Oh,
yeah, they were petitioning to get back in any of the films, and they couldn't get back into it. So,
I feel like as a brief cameo would have been fun.
I think so. That would have made sense. Angelina from Scream 3 as the cameo.
And
she's
alive.
The Ghostface. She's alive. She was supposed to be the accomplice in Part 3, and in all of the post-production materials, she is listed as a survivor. So yeah, that's a good one. I tend to lean towards her being Christina Carpenter. I think that would work well.
Does not, except for the fact that she's white.
Listen, So is Louis C.K. Oh well, no, Louis C.K. is Spanish, but he looks white. He's a redheaded white guy, but he's actually
No.
really Spanish.
So is Tom Segura. He looks white as
Yeah.
hell, and
Yep.
he's Hispanic.
Yep. Vanna White. There's Ryan Lochte or a swimmer or something like that. Let's see. Scott Walker. It was Mrs. Loomis that killed Cece Cooper. It wasn't Mickey. It was Mrs. Loomis, and Mrs. Loomis was born that attack that Sydney was. Yep. Okay. All right.
Mm,
Robert Long's got cripes if Jill comes back on boycotting.
right. Well, Kirby could be in the 7th one too. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely like that.
Alrighty. Closing statements. Noah, what do you got?
I don't know.
Danny, closing statements.
It's okay
Well,
to put- it's okay to put mayo on
Closing
your
statement
goatee.
is guys, be prepared for one selfless plug, our Scream short film. I hope that you guys enjoy it. But number 2 is this final statement is that if you saw the Nerd Box crew here, we can do a better Scream film than anybody else because we butchered it, came up with a bunch of theories, and fixed the entire franchise all in one podcast.
yeah,
So- found a way to make the
thanks to
second
everybody's
one
help
better.
here too. We explored
and all
every
of your
single.
help, too.
Yep.
Yep.
We also found a way to make the second one better by not shooting Billy in the head and bringing him back in 2 with his mother.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I
Real
do have
quick.
closing statements.
Go ahead.
The Nerd Box watch party is up and ready for viewers to send an invite, and we can accept you. And then we will be discussing soon. There it is. Look at those beautiful little faces. We'll be discussing dates soon for when we'll be doing the watch party. But yeah, so I don't know if the link is up yet on the social media platforms, but if they are, you can click on the invite and join, and we'll see you there.
Yep. Look for that on our community page here on YouTube. Look for it on our Facebook page. It will go into the link tree very soon. Unfortunately, when I go on to copy the link, because I have to re-sign up for Discord, it gives me a long Facebook URL in front of it, so I haven't posted it in the video. So I'll just have to sign up and then repost that. But thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Don't forget to go over to
Throw it in the
GameFound.
comment section real quick.
Yep. Don't forget to go over to GameFound. Stream the Player's Cut board game is the preview site's up. So definitely go ahead and follow us there so we can get that board game up and running. It is the first R-rated board game that's out there. It has everything perfected when it comes to horror board games. So you all going to love it.
Yes.
Exactly. And until next week we're back. It's Shots and Slashers.
Oh,
We're
boy.
going to be ranking the unaliving moments in Nightmare on Elm Street. The last time we did this, I ended up on the bathroom floor again from the whiskey.
Yes, he was.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that reminds me, Danny. I sent you like a little voice memo on Messenger about a theory I have for the ending of Freddy versus Jason. That's really gonna put him a couple shots in.
Oh my God.
I want you to listen to it. I just want you to listen to it. Don't tell him anything.
I won't.
But I just had a thought, and I have something to back it up with because we talked to Ken Kersinger, who knows like the concept for the second of 3 movies in that trilogy, that support my claim. But I tried to send a link in the chat. It would not let me. It said it failed to upload. But
all right.
I tried.
Well, everybody, we'll talk to you next week. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
We're doing
Very
the
good
Freddy.
ratings.
Talking about the Freddy things.
The Freddy thing?
Yeah, this is your last week to get to talk about Freddy, and then we get to talk about the real King of Killers.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God. Shut up. I'm looking forward to November.